I can't tell if that's landscape now because that's three people.
Yo, what's going on, man?
Hey, hello? Can
Yo,
you guys hear me?
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I can hear you.
Yo, give me
Yeah, how
like
you doing,
2
man?
minutes. I'm gonna set up my camera.
Okay,
All
go
right.
on.
Yes, sir.
I'll wait for Clive to get back.
How long did he say? 10 minutes.
He said like few,
Oh, okay.
10 minutes.
No, I said 2 minutes. I'm here. I'm
Oh,
gonna set
two.
up my
Oh,
camera.
okay.
How you guys doing though?
Good man, you?
Like, all right, man.
Pretty good, pretty good. What time is it where you guys are at?
5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we live streaming this by the way, or is it just
No. It's just a recording.
No, it's not a live stream. It's just a recording
gotcha?
for YouTube. Where's Kai gone, man? He's taking so long. I'm gonna just text him, see if he's got his phone with him. Hopefully he gets that text. I just had to leave and join back, so it was bugging out. Right, there we go. Wait, Josh, you there?
Yeah, man.
Did it like? Oh wait, hold on, never mind. Is he thing got like a Wi-Fi symbol in it?
Yeah, it's just loading.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was just me. It keeps doing it. It might be because two different countries, maybe.
Nah.
Or you don't think?
Can
Yo.
y'all see me?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I
Can y'all hear
can't.
me good?
Oh,
I
I can at least.
I can't see. Wait, hold up. Let me leave and join back. See if that
All
works.
right.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
I can see you
Yes,
now.
sir. Good to see you guys. I bet. Hold on. Let me get my headset on my head.
Right, my landscape as well, yeah? Like sideways.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. And is my mic level good? Mic check. Mic check.
Could you
Yeah,
turn
it's
up a
good.
tiny bit? Just a tiny bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank.
Yeah. Mic
Yeah, I
check.
guess
Mic
good.
check.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
lot
it's
better.
good.
Bet. Hey, let's get it. I'm excited. Thank you guys for bringing me on here. I
That's all
appreciate
good,
it.
man. What have you done today before coming on here?
Just read a little bit. Had some little meditation, just some chill time.
That's good. That's good. So we like to hear. I will do my meditation after this.
Yes, sir.
There is someone else, but we can start, but he'll just come back whenever he's ready. I don't know where he is right now. Josh, did you want to start off, or did you want me to start off?
You can start off, man. I've only got like a couple anyway.
Right. So I want to start by you just introducing yourself first. just so everyone knows who you are.
Sure. All right, so what's up, y'all? If y'all don't know me, my name is Jimmy. Some of y'all may know me as Trill Jimi. What's up? What's up, brother? Nice to see you.
You saying, brother?
My name is Jimmy, also known as Trill Jimi. I'm an artist. I'm also a content creator. I make content mainly around spirituality, like self improvement, self development. You know, I love getting into my conspiracies and like just exposing things in reality and just learning, you know, because as I learn myself, I like to teach my audience, you know. So I like to do that through my videos, through my content, through my music.
That's good. Right, so the first question I wanted to ask was for the future of your kids, how do you picture raising them with how like technology's advancing and how like social media is a big influence nowadays?
That's a great question. So before I even answer that, we gotta like think about what's wrong with today's society. I know you guys are over in England, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What parts?
It's kind
Um,
of near London.
For sure, for
yeah,
sure.
I'm from
So,
Bristol to city near like London, I guess. It's not too far.
mm, for sure. So like I don't know how different the school systems are, you know, here in America than, you know, over in England, but I'm sure they have its similarities and have its differences. But, you know, looking at today's school system, right? And not just the school system, just all the different systems in place. School is just one of the few ones
Mm,
that influence how society really is brought up, you know? So, in today's society, especially here in America, kids are expected to literally be programmed to be robots, to literally not be able to have a thought process, you know, for themselves. They are programmed to think a certain way through the media, through school, through religion, through parents, through literally their environment. You know, when you put something in an environment, right? When you put something literally that is when you put something in an environment where it only has what it's around, right? It doesn't have any way else to expand its literal
mm.
consciousness because it's literally only around what it's being told. You know, it's not going to be able to think wider or expand its consciousness whatsoever. So, as these systems are in place to keep us literally thinking in a trapped mindset, because think about it, if you know the people in control, if they had our mindsets under a certain spell, however you want to call it, spell under a certain just way of thinking, they have more control. So I would say I would want my kids to grow up not structure, it's not in today's school system, not watching today's media, not really being influenced by the things that are influencing today's, you know, society, influencing people to not really think for themselves, to be able to expand that consciousness.
Yeah,
Something
I
to
hear
add
that.
on. Say that again, Josh.
Oh, I just said yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
Something I wanted to add on to it because this is something I think about. Obviously, with the generation where now we experience this technology, we've been through the school system. So, what would your response be to your child if they said, "Well, you've been through it, so why can't I?"
Well, not even necessarily, it's not necessarily that I don't want them to go through it. It's like it's about the awareness. Like I hope like the shit changes like by the time, you know, my generation, you know, starts to have kids, which is actually coming up, you know, soon. But that honestly, that is just like a paradigm, you know, people thinking we have to have kids at a certain age, if that makes
Mm,
sense. But I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying. I would. It's honestly how the kids are raised. It's like if the parent, right? If the parent isn't teaching the kid how to be aware because that parent has never been aware, because that parent has never woken up, has never been able to see the truth behind the technology, been able to see the truth behind the media, been
Mm-hmm.
able to see the truth behind what's being fed to these kids. How are they able to teach their kid what to what to see? You know what I'm
good
saying?
point.
They literally can't. So it honestly all starts with somebody breaking the generational curse. It starts with somebody literally somebody in the family saying, "Hold on, something isn't right. How we what we've been taught, how we're told to live, how we're told, you know, these how we're told to live, literally, like how these systems are in place. So someone needs to break the curse, and once like once that once that thing is broken within your mind, once that veil is broken, where you're like, wow, hold on, I actually have this awareness to think for myself. I actually have this awareness to not just sit and accept everything that is being fed to me and actually view it with a wider perspective, view it with an elevated state of consciousness, view it with my higher self, however you want to perceive it, you know? Once you have that, you're able to really see. You feel what I'm saying? You're not able to be lied to by, the people who want control. That makes sense.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
it's all about how you bring up the child, how you teach somebody, you know? So if my child was to grow up with the media, let's say nothing did change, I would have to teach them like this. You got to see the truth behind everything. You got to research. You got to see this. You got to see that.
Makes sense. Another thing that my friend has pointed out as well is you can't miss something that you don't have. So if you never introduce that child into these things, they're not gonna have that attachment towards it as well. So that does obviously link into your part about raising that child and having that influence on what they see and do.
Oh, for sure. 1 second.
Did anyone else want to add on to that?
I wanted to ask a separate question, Jimmy. I see you got the
Mm.
psychedelics in the background. What
I
age?
was gonna mention that.
Yeah, what age do you think you would give, or if you was to give your child psychedelics, and what psychedelics would you preferably lean towards in awakening their mind through
Um, honestly, it's not even. I feel like psychedelics are such a. It's a thing that will come to you when the time is right. You can't really. I don't really think there's a certain age or a certain like time somebody should take it. I mean, obviously, if there's like somebody who is like 30, 40, and has never like had a psychedelic experience before and is very closed minded, I would say, yes, of course, of course. But I'm like, we got to understand, like, kids naturally, like, ah,
Oh, I think you cut out now. Hold on.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was just me.
that? My man's frozen in
No,
space
it's
time.
probably because he's obviously in America.
My man got frozen.
No, I don't think it's that. It'll come back in a minute.
You're paying for this.
No, look, it's loading or not.
Can you send him a message? Can you send him a message? Like,
Right, right, right. Uh,
because maybe like we're frozen to him as well. I don't know.
That's it. That's it. That's the podcast.
yo, yo, hello?
Yo,
yeah,
brother,
hello, hello.
listen.
I was so confused then. I was like, what's going on? Oh, no, I need to sort my camera out.
Y'all, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can't see you though.
Oh,
Yeah, man, he just cut out for a minute, but it's all good now.
Can you
did y'all
two
hear
see?
what I was
All
saying?
good.
Oh yeah, there we go. It's
Now,
back to normal. Yeah.
now you cut out for like about 30 seconds, and I don't know if you'd want to like repeat that.
What's the last thing y'all heard?
Um.
Obviously, you're talking about psychedelics, and you said someone who's like 34 who hasn't experienced them can like
Oh,
you'd recommend them to do it. I think it was around
um,
that point.
I would say, I mean, it's up to anyone, I would say as long as somebody feels called to do it, like it's all up to the person themselves. You feel me? I would
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
never say like a kid should take psychedelics because kids are like naturally in that psychedelic state.
mm,
They already view the
yeah,
world.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
already view the world like how you would probably view the world on psychedelics. You know what I'm
that's a
saying?
good point actually.
Yeah.
Mm,
So
mm,
it's like honestly, when we take psychedelics, when we trip, we're honestly just opening our minds back to when kind of to when how our minds worked when we were kids, open to learning, open to, receiving more information,
mm.
viewing the world in a widened perspective. That makes sense. The
Yeah,
bigger perspective.
yeah, like asking questions and stuff, and you
Exactly.
know, being unique
We
and
should always question. We shouldn't just question when we're kids, you know. We should always
mm,
be questioning.
yeah, 100%, man.
So what's the main thing in your life? Obviously, if it's personal, don't answer it. But what's the main thing in your life you found yourself questioning loads and loads and loads just throughout your journey? The main thing.
I would say honestly, the biggest thing is like just information.
Information.
Like
Well, what's credible, what's
information.
not.
Like yeah, but like deeper than that because honestly everything is information. Like not just education we learn in school. Like every experience we go through is a form of information. Like every person we meet is a form of like information. Like everything we go through in life is an experience. It is information. So it's like repeat your what was the original question? My fault, I forgot for a second.
I was gonna say, what's the main thing in your life that you found yourself questioning more frequently? So some people question their sexuality a whole lot. Some people, because you came
Mm.
from a religious background, right? Am I correct?
Yeah,
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Some people
right,
question their
yeah,
So I would
religion.
say so yeah, basically just like information because
Yeah.
like from growing up and questioning like a lot of shit like from religion, from the school system, from the food, from everything. Just questioning basically what you said like what's credible or what's not, like what's true,
mm,
like what's false, but even deeper than that, like what resonates with you as a person because you know as you get older, as you grow your consciousness, as you know ascend, as you elevate, you learn who you are, you learn what you are, you know, you learn that you're much more than just the human body, you learn that you know your spirit, your soul. So you start to really learn, okay, not just what information resonates with me, it's like what information resonates with me as a you know as a soul, you feel me,
Do,
just deeper than just the ego, deeper than what you can just see with your two eyes, you know.
okay, fair enough. So what would you say your best experience or your most congruent lesson with psychedelics has taught you? What do you think that's the main thing that's taught you through
Mm.
mushrooms? So talk about a couple of your trips that have helped you.
I would say I've been experiencing with microdosing a little bit, you know, over the past couple of weeks, and I would say just the biggest thing I've really learned from psychedelics is just to not close your mind off. Like there's always more you can learn. Like I don't want to make it too specific because I don't want people to think like there's a specific thing that you get from a psychedelic experience because it's different for everybody. Literally, every trip will teach you something different. Whether it's about yourself, whether it's about the world, whether it's about you know whatever you're meant to learn at that time. You feel me?
What psychedelics have you taken except mushrooms? Is it just been mushrooms mainly? Like have you taken
Yeah,
DMT?
just mushrooms.
Oh, okay, would you experiment with things like DMT, salvia, like other psychedelics in the future?
I don't know if it. We'll see if it resonates with
Yeah,
me
let's
at the
see if it
time.
comes to you through divine timing.
Just go with the flow, you
Yeah,
know.
literally. So, is there? Do you purposefully grow out your hair because you know the importance of hair, or do you just flow with it?
That's a good question.
I pretty much grow it out because I know that like there's a very spiritual thing that also goes in with growing your hair, you know.
Mm.
Like I always found it, you know, interesting how whenever you get signed up for like the army or for like the military or for some government, you know what I'm talking about, one of those
Yeah,
like
yeah.
positions, they ask you to cut your hair and they literally make you keep it shaved. And I always thought like, is this so it must be, it's not just to keep it shaved, you know, it's deeper than that. And like as doing more research, I realized hair is connected to literally how do I even think of it as like an antenna. You know, you think of like an insect
mm,
or like a butterfly or like, you know, some sort of insect. And they have antennas. They have these things that grow out of their hair that help them communicate. Also, think of a tree. You know, as a tree grows, the hair literally grows. I feel like it's the same as, you know, us beings. Like as you grow your hair is an energetic thing. As you grow your hair, you literally hold on to energy, which is why I feel like it's also a spiritual thing when people cut their hair. You feel me? But I just, me, I'm at a point where I want to grow my hair.
Mm.
You feel
Okay,
me?
fair enough, man. Fair
All right,
enough.
Right,
you
Josh,
guys
did
got. All
Josh,
right,
did you ask
okay.
about marriage?
Oh no, I've actually got a different question. I was gonna
Okay,
ask,
well,
man, how'd you get to like where you are now? Like, I heard you got kicked out, I think. I don't know the full story. Like, I'm just going off what my friends have told me, but I've heard
What? Wait,
you
let
were
me ask you.
Christian and
What
stuff.
have you heard?
Oh, I just know about your TikTok and stuff. I don't
Mm,
necessarily use TikTok anymore right now, but I've heard about you. I've seen your videos, some of your exposed videos and stuff like that, like on pyramids and celebrities and stuff like that.
mm,
And we have like frequent discussions about like Christianity and stuff. And
mm,
yeah, I heard from Preeti over here that you used to be Christian, at
mm.
least I think so. And
Yeah, I never got kicked out. I never remember saying that. But I yeah, I spoke yeah, in a couple of my videos I've spoken like a lot about like my beliefs and like where I stand and like what I've gone through as I was younger. But yeah, I would say like to really get to where I am today, like I've built, a community of people that really relate to me. Like I
mm,
spoke a lot about how, I never really like there were certain things that like I said that I questioned growing up, like religion. You feel me?
yeah,
Religion was a
yeah,
big thing. And I talked a lot about like religion and opened up about my past religious beliefs, about, my thoughts about Christianity, about how it's personally affected me and like my spiritual growth and like certain traumas like that I had to heal from that came from literally like religion, shit like that. So I would say honestly to get to where I am today, like I was able to like build a community from people that related to me, with the
mm,
videos that I've made, the content that I've made, maybe people having similar, past traumas when it came to religion, you feel me?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, it is used, believe it or not, like I realized that it was used as a literal like trap to trap people in the trap mindset. So,
yeah,
as crazy as it seems, like people really do need to question, like, okay, why do I follow this religion? Like, I remember, like, as a kid, like, I was taught to, like, not really question it. I was just born into a religion. That's what most people are really, like, for religion, most people are born into religion. There's some people, who choose religions, but many people are, like, born into religions. And I don't like to speak on different religions because I was only a Christian. I've only been
right, yeah,
Christian, so I
yeah,
like to. I always relate like my personal experiences. So I don't know about other religions, but I don't want people to be like, "Oh, my religion this, my religion that." I'm like, I speak about my personal experiences. That's why like people relate to me. A lot of like
yeah. Mm,
people. That's why I began Christian haters sometimes too because they just literally follow me or watch my videos just to like
to like
bash
criticize
instead
and point stuff out.
literally
Yeah,
literally not even to like okay let me hear what this person has to say. It's like I already know this nigga's not Christian, so I'm gonna just watch the
yeah. Mm,
video just to hate on him. I'm like, nah, it's important. Like I remember like a couple years ago, and I've been making content for years now, and I've really like I look at a lot of my old videos and I've seen how like different I've changed, how much I've grown. Like I started TikTok in 2020. It's 2024 now. It's
mm.
literally been 4 years. You feel me? I'm 21 now. I started when I was what
17.
17, 17, 18ish. Literally 17, 18ish. So I was literally at a point where a lot of people were watching my videos, a lot of people were learning, but I was also at a learning point, and I'm learning every single day. You feel me? The knowledge don't ever
Yeah.
stop. The knowledge don't ever stop. Even.
I
Mm,
wanted to ask a question if you
yeah.
guys don't mind, right? Obviously, Jimmy, I saw you doing a lot of exposing the celebrities and stuff, and I remember you talking. I don't know whether you did on TikTok or not, but it was adrenochrome and all of that. Do you know, obviously, about all that celebrity Hollywood, all that?
I be researching what be going on.
Yeah, is that something that when making your TikToks and stuff you sort of steer away from because a lot of people talk about that stuff and then they get cancelled a lot of the time. Is that not sort of the direction you wanted to go when it comes to exposing? Because obviously, yeah, it's quite,
Honestly, whatever
and all the
I feel
occults
called
and
to,
so you know you got like the black magic and all that stuff. You know about that?
whatever I feel called to, like, I guess really, I don't even want to call it expose. What I like to unveil, I just unveil,
Mm.
because the truth, the as long any information I put out there is out there, is out there. Like,
Yeah.
people just need to honestly do their research, and the truth is in everybody's faces. There is predictive programming. There is literal truth in movies, in TV shows, in books, in our everyday lives that really show everything. That show the truth. I'm nothing more than somebody who just tries to show people what's already there in people's faces that people should already know, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
sure.
people just need to research. They need to, like, people need to watch things with, not with the perspective of, ooh, I want to be entertained, ooh, I want to laugh, or I want to do this. The truth is always behind that. You feel me? You got to be
Mm.
able to, like, to look at it at a on a physical aspect, on like aspect, but then also, widen your perspective and really see, how does this affect me as a soul? How does this affect me as a spirit? How does this affect the population as a whole? How does it affect, us as a collective? Not just, I'm laughing, or, oh, look at the Super Bowl, or, ooh, who won the game, or, oh, who did this? Who did
Mm.
that? You feel me? Oh, look at this cool movie. Oh, she was such a good actor. Oh, she was hot. Oh, she was bad. Oh, you heard about the drama? You feel me?
Yeah, yeah, like distractions, right?
Distractions.
That type of stuff. Yeah, yeah,
um,
then.
I was gonna go back to the religion topic. Obviously, you live in America. What's like the most preached religion in America from
Christianity. It's the whole world.
Christianity?
It's the whole world.
Yeah, because that's what it is here. So that's what I was gonna say. Because in England, with schools, you literally sing like songs to do with Christianity from like the ages of like 4 to 6. So it just shows
Yeah,
Wow.
from at that age, you literally
Wow.
sing Christian songs. So it's like you're literally programmed from when you're still developing your consciousness. So that's
Yeah,
why I was just obviously wondering what the most preached religion was down there.
it
Um,
is. It is Christianity, and Christianity is literally, it is a religion that is used, to program. It was made for the intent to literally control. You feel me? Like, Europeans used it to literally colonize so many places. They used it to literally, like, literally force people into slavery, bro. Like, they used it to program people into following a certain ideology. You feel me?
mm,
They wanted to. They wanted somebody to follow. They wanted to control the masses. So how do you control the masses? I always use this analogy. Do you control the mass? If you wanted to control a population, do you control them by physically locking them up, or psychologically, locking them up? It's one or the other. You feel me? And, obviously there's psychological, or there's physical locking up, like slavery, beating, physical, like, you know what I'm
mm.
saying? And then also there's the psychological, programming a certain group of people, a certain society, a certain collective to think in a certain way.
Mm. And it's the fear
You know,
mongering, right?
exactly. So fear was used to. How do you get a population to? How do you control a population? How do you get a population to respect you? Some people do it out of fear. Out of fear.
Yeah. It's the news and stuff. You know how they get people to read the headlines. Everything's always like negative, right?
Mm,
That's what drives like the eyeballs, right? So
exactly. So
yeah.
Christianity, you follow me or you go to hell. You follow this book or you go to hell. You do this,
Mm.
or you don't do this, you go to hell. It's based off of fear. They want they want you to follow this ideology, or if you don't follow it, it is a fear tactic. Something scary happens.
Yeah. I've always like been stuck on that, like the do this or go to hell thing. I've always like it's always bothered me. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
always been in the back of my mind. Because I've like grown up being a Christian too,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always had that question, and it's like, and obviously because no one really knows, they can't really answer it either. So it's always like this level of like ambiguity, whatever that word is.
And
You know what that word is, right? Yeah,
they tell you not to sin. It's always a fear tactic.
yeah.
Josh, would you say you're still Christian now?
I don't know. I wouldn't say I've given my life to Christ. Like I wouldn't say that I have, because if I did, then I'd be 100% certain in like my
Oh,
faith, right? So yeah, I
okay.
don't know, man. It's always like wavering.
Would you say you're on the fence then? Like you're still debating?
Yeah, and because of that, I don't feel like that's really being a Christian, because a Christian like probably believes, right? So
Mm. So with that, what do you think of obviously what Trill Jimi said about like religion being a trap? Obviously, you're still on the fence, so you still have some belief. So do you fully agree with it, or do you disagree? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I feel like the Bible has truths to it, like for sure. Like it tells you how to be a respectful person and stuff. Obviously, like religions tend to do that,
Well,
right?
oh,
Oh,
100%. The
Yeah,
Bible's a wonderful book. You feel me? It has a lot. It does have a lot of truth in it. But then again, hey, you realize the Bible has been changed so many times. If you research,
right.
you realize
Yeah.
there was an
yeah.
original Bible, and it's been changed over time. You know.
Mm. There's loads of versions and stuff. I
I
don't even know much about
I
like all
think
that
there's
kind of stuff.
like apparently over 40 versions.
Mm-hmm.
I think roughly something like that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like there's way too much I don't know, and it's like I don't know, man.
What do you mean in terms of what
Like
like just in general?
I'm hearing about the colonization and like slavery and all this stuff. Like I've heard bits and I've heard bits about it, right? But I want to know more, Like that's definitely something I can look into, like personally. But I'm glad you're here, Jimmy. Glad you're here, like talking about it and stuff.
No, for sure.
Really
And
interesting.
hey, uh, now that like just you explaining that you're in a point of like questioning, don't like if you feel like you're in a place of like self development, spirituality, take don't ever take what anyone says and like literally be like, this is truth. The point of a
Right.
spiritual journey
Yeah.
is to like research everything, like question religion, learn about more religions, question spirituality, question every aspect of it, and see what resonates with you. That's what true
Mm,
spirituality is about. So don't ever take what somebody else is doing on their spiritual journey and be like, I have I have to listen to this person, and whatever this person says, I have to either agree with it or completely disagree with it. That's not what life is about. You feel me? That's not what. Then that's why religion really block. I feel like religion blocks true spirituality. It does because it puts you in a box. You could learn so much shit by looking into so many different religions. Honestly, all religions pretty much say the exact same thing, but in different ways. In different
mm,
ways. If you research all of them, like I'm not gonna come out here and say I've researched every single religion. I usually only speak on Christianity. I've had followers and like other people that have showed me their different religions and things like that. But I mainly speak on Christianity because that's what I grew up in. But there's truth in almost all religions. But there's 4,000 different religions. So that's why I'm like, if somebody is gonna sit there and think just because I follow just my one religion is right and I believe everything that comes from this book or this way of thinking. You feel me? I feel like that's a very closed off mindset and you are honestly
yeah.
blocking yourself from the information that's out there. So that's why I'm never like, oh, don't follow religion. Don't do this, don't do that. Everyone's spiritual journey is different. Maybe somebody has to go through thousands of religions for them to honestly find what resonates with them. You know?
Mm.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I hear that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So don't ever take so that's one thing that I know I didn't do in like my past videos. Like that I look back and I'm like, wow, I have grown because like I realized I bashed religion a ton in a ton of like my past videos when I was like back in 2020, 2021, I would really come for Christianity just because I was at a point of where I was like realizing a lot of shit, you know, and I had a lot of influence, a big audience, so I was very like vocal about the shit I was going through. But hey, I'm a nigga who goes through a spiritual journey too, just like everyone else, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of
Something.
astrology and numerology,
Oh, okay, you go first.
What?
brother? What do you think of astrology and numerology? Because a lot of it is
Fair.
being sort of made into this stupid trendy thing with like crystals, like jangling your droopy nipples, like magic in a car or
And like
something.
star signs as well and everything like that.
It's all been made.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
What's your opinion on numerology and astrology?
Um, these are ancient, like these are literally ancient things that I feel like have been turned into like a new age movement. Almost everything has been turned into a new age movement, and like just the trick of people learning things like so fast and a lot of misinformation going out there. And I'm not I'm not no expert, you feel me? But you know, it's things that I'd love to learn. You know, astrology and numerology, but I can't come out here and say, oh, I'm an expert. You know,
Why? What makes you curious about an astrology and numerology?
just ways of the universe.
Mm.
What makes you curious about it?
I think numbers, especially numerology and astrology, I look at what the top people are doing. As in, people say the elites. I think elites is a very globalized term. I think the same as
Mm.
woke and the same as spirituality is still very
Mm.
loose. So I don't really like to label it as that. So when I say the elites, don't think of some confined thing. But I just study what the billionaires are doing. They're all studying astrology and numerology. They all know about all that stuff. So why don't the masses? I think the reason why they're polluting astrology and numerology is because it stirs men and it stirs people in general from learning more about it. Because if I study astrology and numerology, people around me are gonna think, well, that guy's a dickhead.
Mm.
That guy's why is he studying some shit the girl around the corner studying with a little crystal was like charging it in front of the moon? It just looks stupid. So if you post you with crystals, you with numbers on your story, people are gonna judge you. People are scared of judgment. Judgment is, in most people's world, the scariest fear for them because they hate what people
Mhm.
think, whether that's their family, their friends, their community. Because everyone wants in their tribe to be valued, to be respected. They don't want to be taken a piss out of. They don't want to be called a faggot on the street. So they want people to respect. Sorry, you laugh, but they want people around them to really respect them. So that's what they do. They manipulate everybody to believe that the right things and the things that they should be learning is all negative, and the wrong things are
Mhm.
actually positive. Certain things are being pushed. Certain things in this society is being pushed, like cutting your dick off. That's not right, in my personal opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own personal opinion, but you are being pushed to do stuff that associates with their God, and that's not the God of purity.
Yeah, for sure. There's literally different systems in place. So many different systems in place to like literally fuck with people's heads.
What do you also think about sexual transmitted uh, demons or energy or stuff like that? Because a lot of people going around spreading their seed, their serpent, and they're just moving kind of crazy with a load of sexual partners. Do you think men? Because obviously we call it the red pill. A lot of people think that men can just go around slapping their penis anywhere, and a lot of people think that women can't do that. But what's your opinion? Do you have men and women should both be reserved when it comes to that, or do you think men can go around doing whatever they want and so can women? Like, what is your opinion on sexual energy?
I think anybody can do whatever they want. They just need to be aware of what they're doing. Like honestly, like if somebody wants to go out there and go have a lot of sexual partners, like that's none of my business. But I'm like, just know, just be aware and be conscious that okay, wow, what comes with me having a lot of sexual partners? Oh, a lot of energy transmitting between a lot of people. Oh, what else does that come with? Oh, that gives me risk for STDs. But what? That's also a spiritual thing. That's also soul ties that I'm, bringing on with other people. You feel me? So I'm like, I'm not one to, like, I don't want to be one to like like when it comes to collective wise, like everybody obviously should be cautious of who they're sleeping with. It's about self control. The question is like, okay, why does a person feel like they have to sleep with a lot of people? Like, but beneath gender, beneath being a man or woman, it's like, okay, why does a
Mm.
person feel like they need to sleep with a lot of people, man or woman? Like, man, does this man feel like he needs to prove a lot of things to society? Does he feel like he needs to prove shit to himself? You feel everyone's different. It's deeper than just gender. It's who you are as a person under your soul, like the shit that you've been through, the experiences you've been through. You
Mm.
feel me? So it's
Mm.
like, does a girl feel like she has to have a lot of sexual partners because maybe she's been, raped in the past and she blocked herself for so long and now she finally opened herself up and she feels like she needs to open herself up now to everyone. Everyone's different. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah, I
Like
feel that.
I'm never gonna be able to be like, this or that. You feel me? So
You mentioned soul ties,
honest,
brother. Sorry to interrupt you. Carry on.
no, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay, so you mentioned soul ties. How would one be able to break a soul tie once you've had a lot of sexual history and your brain is all messed up and your auras are all and your chakras are all messed up and you got a lot of soul ties? How would you give advice to somebody who's experienced that and wants to come to a more purified state and break them soul ties and get rid of all
It's
that
about
negative baggage from all them willies they've eaten?
yeah, it's about changing who they are as a person. It's about literally healing themselves and not them thinking, oh, I've had a lot of sex and I can meditate and break a soul tie. Nah, because everything, and it's not just about having sex, it's everything you've been through. And obviously, like, sexual experiences do play a huge part in it. But it's like, what what has this made me think? How has this shaped my mind? How has this made me perceive in the world? Like
Yeah,
these experiences that I've been through.
yeah, I get that. How would one be able to heal from that? What would
There's
you,
no spec-
pardon?
I would say there's no specific way. Like everyone's different. It all depends
Okay,
on like what the person's been through. But the first way I would say is being honest with yourself and going like within yourself and really like being honest. And when I say being honest, I mean like I said earlier, like asking yourself why you feel the need to do certain things. Like you were asking before about like somebody who's having a lot of sexual experiences, like why they feel the need to have a lot of sexual experiences, why a person feels the need that they have to do certain things. It's about figuring out the deep rooted reasoning in your subconscious as to why you do certain things. That's how you heal.
how would somebody be able to tap into their subconscious?
You gotta go within yourself. Like I'm saying, there's no specific way. Like you have to know yourself. You do it by start being honest. By start, you do it by being honest with yourself. So by starting to stop doing the things that maybe not maybe resonate with your human body. Maybe they feel good, but is it good for your soul? You know,
How would somebody know what's good for their soul?
they gotta that's some shit they gotta figure out on their own. Like it's not there's no specific way to do it. Like there's no specific way to do it. They gotta know what resonates with themselves, and if they're not able to look inside themselves and know if something resonates with their soul or not, they're not being honest with themselves. So for somebody to be able to know if something resonates with their soul or not, they need to sit there and say, does this resonate with my soul or not? It's literally that simple. And if they can't sit there and be honest with themselves, then they are not even at a simple spiritual level. They're not even past their lower chakras. They don't even have the conscious to be honest with themselves and say, wow, I don't know if something resonates with my soul or not. Like if somebody can't sit there and say, okay, maybe this action feels good. Maybe eating a burger or meat feels good. Ooh, this feels good, but does this resonate with my soul? Yes or no? Is this something that makes that I know is something deeper than just the feeling? How is it gonna make me literally like look? How is it gonna make me feel? Am I gonna feel strong? Am I gonna feel tired? Am I gonna feel high vibrational? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So you just gotta go within yourself and ask yourself, is this something that is right for me? Is this something that is right for humanity? Would I want if I had a kid, would I want my kid doing this action that I'm doing right now? You feel me? There's so many different ways to know if something resonates with your soul or not. You gotta go within yourself. And if a person can't figure out a way to discern if something resonates with their soul or not, they do not know themselves.
Mm.
Something I
Does that
wanted,
make sense?
Yeah, brother.
yeah, it's something I wanted to add on. Obviously, you said you gotta be honest and like obviously dive within yourself. What's your thoughts about having a partner with a vaccine? Because obviously people can do whatever they want, but would
People
you
can
advocate for something like that?
people can do whatever they want. If you want a partner that has a vaccine, sure. It all depends on what somebody believes in and
Would
your
you
own
have a
self.
Would you have a partner with a vaccine on there?
Well, it all goes down to self morals. I feel I keep my relationship like statuses. I keep that shit private. But
That's fair enough.
I would say whatever you want, like your morals. You question your morals. If you believe something, and you say, "Okay, I believe in this thing." The question is, how much do you truly believe in it? How honest are you being with yourself, right? So you find a partner that you find attractive, and this partner, you know, maybe you just look at this partner, and this partner is like very attractive to you, right? And you're ready to drop all those morals just because this partner is attractive. That's a form of, I feel like that's a form of being weak. And I feel like that's like an example. Like, let's say there's somebody who is very anti vaccine. I don't believe in the vaccine or this or that for whatever the reasons they believe. You feel me? And they see someone that just stimulates lust, stimulates that, part of their brain that's very, that just always getting that gratification, wanting that instant gratification, lust, instant
Right.
gratification, all the same
Yeah.
shit, right? And they're ready to drop all those morals just because they want to feed that feeling. That's like animalistic behavior. That's like a very low vibrational type of individual. Somebody ready to drop morals to feed that part of themselves. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Just one last thing to do with the vaccine topic. I've seen like lots of people saying how you can heal from the vaccine because obviously they said it tampers with your electromagnetic field and stuff like that, which alters your DNA and genes. Obviously, you said healing is obviously different for everybody. So, would you agree with these other spiritual content creators who have a set in stone way of getting rid of what's happened to your body through the vaccine?
I would say that it's it's strange. It's very strange how like certain certain diseases come in place at certain times, and how certain cures for certain diseases come out only at certain times, only for certain diseases. I truly believe that there's a cure for every disease out there. Honestly, like a natural remedy for sure. But I do believe that honestly there are times in place where things are purposely done. You know, I'm just trying to be careful with what I say. But if somebody did not do their research, if somebody did not do their research before their thorough research before doing something to their body, in their body, they should have done that. Everyone should. And making sure they don't just act off of emotion. Oh, I have to do something to fit in with the crowd. I have to do something to make sure everything's okay. I got to do something to do this. I got to do something to do that. You want to say something?
No, 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 no. I was
Oh,
getting
my.
focus back into
Oh, okay,
my
got you. I
camera's
thought
out
you
of
were saying.
focus. No, my
Okay.
bro. You can keep going.
But yeah, like, just feeding off of fear, you know? It was crazy how, like, I don't know how it was in England, but here in America, it was like, oh, back during the pandemic, it was like, oh, um, you can't do nothing. You can't do shit. You can't do nothing. Then when, the vaccine came out, it was like, you can start to do shit if you get this. You can't do shit if you don't get this. Fear. What does that correlate to? Christianity. What does that correlate to? Control. Everything ties back together, you know? So I would just say, hey, do your research. Eat healthy.
Where do you see
Don't
your
do
music
things.
career in 5 years?
You said what?
Sorry, it's kind of a complete U-turn, but where do you see your music career in 5 years, brother?
Wherever I'm meant to be. I realize when you let go of expectations, when you let go of outcome, things work out the way they're meant to be as long as you're living through your purpose. So
Mm.
I've really released the need of like I need to be at a certain number of followers. I need to be at a certain amount of numbers. I need to be this. I need to be
Mm.
successful. I need to be this. That's all fake. That's what they want you to believe. I'm right where I'm supposed to be, and in 5 years I'm gonna be right where I'm meant to be. I'm chilling. I'm going with the flow.
Yeah, that's good, man. Do you have a
It's cool, man.
specific plan or like divine timing? Is that how it is? Is that how it
Divine
rolls?
time and living through my purpose. Every day I just strive to live my purpose.
Do you have any specific inspirations of like? Do you have any people that you sort of not look up to, as in yeah, you're simping over them, but I just mean people you look at and you're like, he inspires me. Obviously, except yourself. You look in the mirror, you inspire yourself. But if you can say yourself, is there any specific role model you would have had? Maybe it's an influencer, a family member, or something that you look up to.
I would say there's an author. There's an author that wrote a book. I always have this book right
Yeah.
here, and it's called. Were you the one who got one of these books?
No, no, it's on
Huh.
my book list to get though.
It's usually I make a lot of videos from this book, but
Yeah.
this book it taught me, it put a lot of shit into perspective of how everything honestly really does correlate, and to really start your spiritual awakening, because we go through a lot of spiritual awakenings, but the true spiritual awakening is when you realize that you must go within yourself and honestly heal yourself and stop making certain excuses for yourselves of why you do certain things. And it just put into perspective of like everything does start with you. And if you want the world to change, if you want things to change around you, if you're true, and if that's how to truly know if somebody's real or not, if they're living for something bigger than themselves, if they're like, if you can ask a person and see that there's like they're just living for more than themselves. Like they see problems bigger in the world. It's more than just 3D earthly shit. You know, but it really put into perspective of like it starts with you, and you need to go within yourself, and it exposed a lot of like the systems and how it's all a structure and everything comes back around. How the government, religion, certain diseases, everything. It all
Mm.
is related to the same thing. Control.
Um, Josh, do you want to ask about your marriage question? If not, I'm gonna divert the topic.
Uh, I was thinking, man. I had another question like unrelated to that as well, and it was to do with like the new like Chat GPT stuff. You see them like AI videos, like stuff that's been
Yeah.
popping up recently. It's like you give it a prompt, right, and it makes this whole like just AI like video. It's like it looks kind of real. I know it's like in its like early stages and stuff, and it's not 100% like whatever, right? Like there's some like bugs and stuff. But how do you feel like that would that would change the world in like the next couple of decades? Because you can imagine like that sounds really
Mm.
dangerous, man. Like
No, for
artists
sure, for
especially.
sure. Not just with ChatGPT, but like there's a whole bunch of like new technologies that have been coming out, and I believe that it's just another way for humanity to become more dependent on systems in place. Like,
Mm,
yeah, it could solve a lot. Yeah, it probably solves a lot of issues. Like, or not even issues, or it could probably, for the systems, for the people in control, it could make shit a lot more efficient. Like, then robots in working at Walmart, having robots fucking doing shit, having
mm,
AI literally do easy, having AI literally make songs. Like, AI is crazy. You feel me? But I feel like it's for people who are not thinking at a higher state of consciousness. They believe,
mm,
wow, this world is becoming so much better. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I can have this do that for me. I can have this. I can put on a VR and go do this
Yeah.
and chill. And I can put on a Quest and have YouTube like
Yeah,
that
that's
shit is
crazy.
cool. It's cool, but knowing how humanity and society thinks, majority of humanity and society, there are there's a big community of people who think like a lot of technology like whoa, it's like whoa, this is too advanced. Like something's weird. Is this right? Is this godly? However you want to perceive it. But
mm,
other people may be like, wow, this is wow, this is cool. I wanna get the next technology. I wanna get the next VR. I wanna get the next this. I wanna get the next that. You know. So for some people it's scary. For some people they just see like, wow, this is where humanity really shifts, and people are gonna be really like sleep, and some people are gonna have to wake up. You know.
Mm.
Have you used the VR though? Have you used one
I've
before?
used it once. I've tried it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though. I can't lie, it is
It
pretty
is
cool.
cool. I can tell why people get addicted because that shit is cool. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie. See, I'm not gonna hold you. I've tried it literally. I've never owned one, but I've tried it once,
yeah.
and it was a game. And literally, this game was literally all around. Like I was in the game. It was trippy shit. It was trippy as fuck. And I'm like, this is cool. Like it's cool as fuck. But I'm like, nah. People will get. Have you seen Ready Player One?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
movie?
I've seen that. Yeah,
Right.
I'm glad y'all have seen it.
I've
That
seen.
puts it into perspective, because this is just the early stages of it. Like, imagine 10 years from now,
You
what
got
how
things like Project Bluebeam as well.
mm, technology is advanced, and that's why I tell people you got to be aware. You have to be aware. You have to be able to look at certain things and be able to research and be like, okay, if this just happened in the world, is this a distraction from another thing going on? You know? So I just tell everyone, research your technology, research the new technologies coming out, research what's coming out.
Mm.
Do you think this stuff was planned like ages ago?
What do you mean?
Do you think like OpenAI and like ChatGPT and all this stuff? Do you feel like do you think at least it was planned like at least like a decade or two ago? Do you feel like they have this stuff
I
like
don't
ready to go
I don't
like
know
way before the
I don't
time? Or
know I don't know how long, but think about it. Before anything comes out, everything has to have a plan. Before somebody made Discord, they had to think of the idea and
right?
like
Yeah.
think of what this was gonna be. So everything has a plan before it comes out. The question is, who made the plan? How long was the plan for? You feel me?
Mm.
How pure are the people behind the plan? You feel me? What are the intentions of this thing, of this creation that they are putting out? What type of energy is gonna go through whatever is this creation? You know, what type of energy is gonna be attached to it? What type of energy are people gonna use it for?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree, man. Um, I'm trying to think
We
now if I had anything else to add on to that.
we are like near the end of the hour, so I was gonna say if there was any questions that any of you wanted to ask, it'd be the best time to do so now before we wrap up.
Um,
Um, no, actually, it's fine. Don't worry, man. It's
is there
cool.
anything, Jimmy, that you wanted to specifically talk about before we wrap up? Any information that you wanted to spread?
I think we still got like 5 minutes, right?
I don't even know.
No, we still
I
got
don't
because
know.
that came a little late. We still got like 5, 10 minutes.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I'm here to answer
Still
questions.
got
I'm
another
here to
Um,
hour.
I've got a question. It's to do with obviously your music. Do you record it in 432 hertz?
not some of my earlier music, and some of my music I've experimented with it. But
Mm.
I don't know if you peeped on my recent social media, but I've taken a break to really study and really tap into certain frequencies and really realize like of music, you know. So I'm really in a point where I'm like I'm learning. So I would just say I'm in a learning period.
Yeah.
Mm.
We're always students
Okay.
of life, you know. We should never think that we have the keys to all knowledge. We are always learning, you know.
Yeah.
And if you can't sit there and understand you're a student of life, always you blocking yourself from knowledge. So I realize I'm learning right now.
Yeah, for real.
Um, to add on with like the music thing, obviously, XXX he done a podcast one time saying how he specifically records his music in a certain frequency to obviously gain more traction. When you like film your music, do you have that in your mind consciously where you film it in a certain type of frequency to make people feel like a certain type of positive vibration, or do you just record it with whatever you're feeling like recording it in?
So honestly, like when you record music, you record it in the frequency, like believe it or not, just your voice alone. just what you're saying alone is a frequency in itself. Like tuning the beat to a frequency and the song after, that's another thing. But intention is a frequency in itself. Energy is a frequency in itself. So I have like one of my favorite songs that I've made is New Generation because it's literally about the chorus is, ooh, it's a new
Yeah.
generation. Ooh, onto different locations. It's about like letting really releasing your attachment to your old self. Like whatever past shit that is holding you back from ascending to a higher version of yourself that is blocking you from becoming a better version of yourself. It's about it's time to become to live in this new generation within yourself, to literally step into a new version of yourself, to release past traumas, to release past belief systems holding you back. You feel me? Splitting to a different location from, the your past shit that no longer serves you. So yeah, like I have a lot of songs that I've purposely like sat there and be like, I want this to be the intention. I want this to be the intention. This is what I'm like. You said, is it? Do I ever record it with a certain emotion or frequency? It's like both sometimes. Like if I'm feeling a certain emotion and I really want to like express that emotion, but also, you know, to be intentional with a certain feeling frequency.
What was your
You know.
favorite song to make?
I was gonna ask that as well.
Eh, um, I would say I got a couple. I got a couple. Like stuck in the Matrix was a fun one because
Yeah.
like that one was like I made that one when I was like kind of angry, and but it was like and it was a good anger because I was mad at the system. I was mad at the system that we were stuck in. I was really learning about a lot of shit that was placed around us, like stuck in the Matrix, working a day shift. There's people literally who work so much every day that still can barely afford to like
Mm,
pay fucking rent. You feel
yeah,
me?
man.
That can barely afford to feed their kids. Like, nigga, we really stuck in the matrix. Niggas are really working the day shift. Niggas really can't escape it. Like, nah, like for real, you know? And people can feel it with that. Like, people have sent me videos of them at work listening to this song because they felt something. It's an example of it being a certain frequency, of it being a certain
Mm,
intention. Because sometimes, like, imagine if everybody in the world listened to Stuck in the Matrix and said, hey, let's fuck this system. Let's quit our jobs and let's build this shit. That's a frequency. That's what music should be. That's what music is. And that's why it's been
mm.
used as a weapon. That's why there's all these rappers talking about, ooh, baby daddy, hoochie daddy, these fucking female rappers. And then you have male rappers rapping about gang violence.
Yeah.
Music is a frequency. And I'm telling you, I'm learning about this shit. People need to perceive it and not just listen to shit. When I say don't be just 3D with it, don't be just physical with it. Don't just, oh, this beat makes me move my head. Oh, this music video has a lot of sexual appeal in it, so it makes me want to watch it.
Yeah.
Nah, you people got to be able to. It's a frequency. A frequency is deeper than just what you hear. You don't just hear frequencies. A frequency is a state of being, a state of mind. You know, so it's like you got to be able to like see the shit, not just see the shit, hear the shit, not just hear the shit, perceive the shit.
Hey Jimmy, where did you get that poster in the background?
Online.
Yeah, where?
I think I got the bitch from like I don't know Amazon, Temu, something.
Oh, is it? Okay, I thought it looked cool. I thought it was a specific provider you went to.
Nah,
I want to
nah.
get some. I
I
gotta
just got.
decorate this closet.
Nah, I
Yeah.
liked it and
um,
I just got it.
some more stuff about the music is how do you think it helps you evolve like spiritually, and how does it heal like your childhood trauma if it does?
Um, I would say music is a place where I can honestly just like music is a very healing thing if you do it the right way. It's a place where you very creative, be very vulnerable. It's a form of release, and everybody has a different form. Some people, physically draw. Some people have so many. There's so many different ways to have an outlet, but music is an outlet for me, and I use it to, like sometimes I use it to literally like I said, like talk about certain emotions that I went through, that I've been through in the past. So I've had like in my album Lotus, I Lotus was a very very different album for me because I actually went in a lot of like myself. I talked a lot about myself in Lotus,
That's probably my
and
favorite album, to be honest.
I appreciate it. And I honestly made it with the intention of like honestly people going through a spiritual journey, like relating to it, going through like the ups and downs, going through realizations, going through spiritual awakenings, going through trauma, going through love, going through heartbreak, going through emotions, going through feelings, you know,
Mm.
going through breakthroughs, going through mind fucks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that, man.
yeah, we get that.
Last question from me. Is that right? I was just gonna ask, like, where would you like? Who were you like before you started TikTok? Like, I know you were a teenager, like 16, 17, right? Um,
Yeah.
were you in like high school, or did you drop out, or did you like finish it, or how did it
What
go?
was that? What do you mean?
Um, you were like 17 when you started TikTok, right? Were you in college at the time, or like high school, or you know,
When I
maybe not
started
college,
TikTok,
colleges? Yeah, and like, what were
when I
you?
started TikTok, I was before I went to college.
Okay. Oh, so you went to college too?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Are you,
It is different in America
For
though. Their college is like I think our
college is
university.
college is university, yeah.
Yeah, so
So
it's a bit different.
yeah, so you dropped out of college, right?
yeah, I went to college for like 2 years,
Okay.
and then I ended up dropping out
Okay, so how come?
because it's not something that resonated with my soul. I realized that it honestly, well, I don't know how it is over there, but in America, like they have it in place where it is a trap to put pressure on literal kids, like people who are 17, 18, like people who are expected to know what they want to do for the rest of their lives. People are
Mm,
expected to, if I don't go to college, I'm gonna be unsuccessful and I'm not gonna be able to get a job. It's pressure. It's a system. It's a paradigm, literally, to program people to literally stress and to be in a mind state of I need the oppressors to always rely on. I need the controllers to always control us, or else. You feel me? And I
mm,
honestly feel like it's a system. You feel me? A lot of people go to college not knowing what they want to do. You feel me? I feel like if you know what you want to do, you know what you want to study, go to college. Go to college. You have the money for it, go to college. You can learn a bunch of shit. But I'm like,
mm.
you can learn a lot of shit. Everything they teach you in college, you can learn it. Well, not every. Let me not say everything, but a lot of the shit that they teach you in college, you can learn it.
Yeah,
Elsewhere. You can learn it from someone else. You can learn it online. You feel me?
yeah, yeah.
If you know what you
That's
want to do, you know you want to be a lawyer, you know that you need college for it, go to college. But I know for the things I want to do, I didn't need college for it, you know.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
Yo,
yeah. I
honestly,
hear
like I
that, man.
said, everyone's spiritual journey is different. I tell people, learn from, look at, learn from you, learn from my videos, but see if it resonates with you, and if it doesn't, find another creator that does, or
yo,
take the information that I give you that resonates with you,
yeah,
and
man,
that's
for
what
sure.
that's what it's about.
Yo,
Yeah,
Precy,
appreciate that, man.
I was a bit late coming in. I'm not sure. I think you text me. Are you on Do Not Disturb, Precy? Because I was sending you some really good questions I wanted you to ask him. Have a look
Oh
on your
yeah, I'm on Do
WhatsApp.
Not Disturb, so nothing interfered with the podcast.
Oh, I said a couple good questions on WhatsApp.
How
um,
long do we have left
yeah, have a
on
look
here?
on WhatsApp of the
Basically,
questions I've
like,
said to ask.
Let me check what's up.
I think
wait,
there's a couple really
wait,
good
Jimmy, you
questions that
alright
you
with
could
like
ask
one
him.
more question from one of us?
Sure,
I don't know.
sure.
Yeah,
If
Precy,
y'all
ask.
got, how
Go on.
about how about y'all ask one more question each, and we cool with that.
Yeah,
Oh no,
yeah, cool.
I'm good with the questions, but
Yeah, go on,
yeah,
I've,
Precy.
okay.
I've
Ask
got
him.
a
Ask.
question.
Ask him a question.
It's not about the topic, but it's more about are you ever going to come to the UK and do like a concert for like your
Whoa,
music?
whoa, whoa.
Uh, I mean, eventually, if it honestly, if it's something that is alignment, if it's something that's in alignment at the time, for sure.
Does
Sounds
anyone
cool, man.
else have any other questions?
I think I'll rinse this guy's mouth dry with the questions, man. I got no more questions, brother. It's
No
been
more,
so
no.
good to speak to you. I remember, um, I remember watching your content back in the day. It's really helped all of us. It's really helped, especially Precy here. He's really supported your content from day one. I've supported your content
for
too,
sure.
but I sort of branched off to different people that resonated with me, and he's really supported your content, man.
No,
So
for sure.
it's literally been a pleasure to
That's
talk to
love.
you,
I
brother.
appreciate it.
That's all good. Keep doing what
For
you're doing,
sure.
of course.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I
I will.
appreciate you guys. Thank you
It's all
guys.
good, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you
man.
for
It's
coming
good
on,
to have.
man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Sending lots
All
of
right.
love.
Hey, that's love.
Yeah, loves and kisses, man.
All right. Y'all gonna put this on YouTube?
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, man.
I'll put you your at in the description so you can see it when it's uploaded.
Even
All
in
right.
the
Bet
title,
that.
I guess
For
it.
sure.
Yeah. I guess it really matter.
Before
Yeah,
you
appreciate
go,
it.
All right, bet.
I just want to say, what's your one message to the world, or for the people who see this?
Stand up for what's right, and stand up for what you believe in. Like honestly, like go within yourself. Ask yourself, what am I living for? Like find purpose. Find things that you think don't sit right with you. Find things that you think are wrong in the world, and like speak up for what's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And like just grow intelligence, grow knowledge,
Do you think?
become.
Sorry, I don't want to ask you more questions.
I'm getting another hour.
No. But you know when people sense them. Shut up, right? Let this guy do his thing. Okay, so you know when people, you know when people censor themselves on YouTube. When people
When
censor
they what?
when they censor themselves, when they don't say how it is, they sort of move around the bush because they don't want to get cancelled and stuff. Is that a way of not really being authentically you, or do you think everyone should just like? Because people don't really like to talk about certain topics because they don't want a certain reaction from people. Do you think that's not being authentic with you, or do you think that's okay? Because, yeah, that's the question.
So you're saying,
Do you think
do
you
I
should be
feel like
authentically you, regardless of what people think, and regardless of what social platform you're on, or do you think being meticulous in what you say is something you should also do?
nah, be authentically you always. Be you,
Yeah.
be free.
Fair enough, man. Good shit. Good shit. That's all I got. Anyone else? Like, that's it.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
I've asked everything I wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
Peace.
Jim.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out, y'all.
Peace. Yeah.
Have a good
Peace
day,
out,
man.
See you later.
Y'all too.